So we're looking at the opening of this Beethoven Sonata movement, and we've done a harmonic analysis of the piece, and we'll revisit that as we do the figured bass. But right now, I'm going to just take the bass line and generate a figured bass from it. So I'm going to get set up here. Okay, and then up here we've got A flat, D flat, C, G, A flat. A flat, G, F, E flat. That's our bass through the beginning. I guess I need to scrunch things together a little more. So we have D flat. I'm going to repeat the D flat here because it's potentially two different chords depending on how you analyze it. And got this. B flat, E flat, just barely squeaking it in. A flat. When we did the analysis, we knew this was a 4-2, 6, 6-5, and root position. So let's add that in. Root position. This was 6. I'm going to say that this is a 5-3 in this spot because it is, and normally we don't include the 5-3, but it actually changes to a different chord on the second half of that F. So just for clarification, I'm adding the 5-3. And then right now we are leaving out the D natural because we haven't studied chromatic harmony yet. So we're generating a diatonic progression from this that will work the same way. And this is a 4-3 in this spot. And triad, this was 7, 4-2, 6, 7, triad, 7, triad. Okay, so this is what we began generating in class based on the analysis and converting it into a figured bass. So I'm going to start here with a nicely spaced one chord triad. Okay. So now this is a 5-4-2. I'm just going to write out the next few chords since this sort of hangs together as a group with 1, 5-4-2, 1-6, 5-6-5, 1, with this sort of embellishing structure of the tonic triad. So we need here E flat, G, B flat, and D flat. And we want to move into these as smoothly as we can. The bass actually leaps, so we have no control over that being smooth, but we can do everything else. So we're going to need an E flat, common tone. We need G and B flat. So here we have E flat, G, B flat, D flat. This is a 5-4-2, and we know that in the 4-2, the 7 has to resolve down, not just in a 4-2, but any 5-7 chord. And the leading tone should resolve up. That's the third of the 5 chord. We're going to maintain the common tone. And since this is first inversion, this 1-6 chord, we could double either the root or the third or the fifth of the 1 chord. And right here, this B flat could move by step to C or to A flat. So I'm going to leave that one and see what connects best on the next beat. And I guess since we're not looking at the score now, I'm going to bring this in a little closer, just so you can really see what I'm doing. I wonder, does the light help? I think the light helps a little bit. Okay. All right, so 1-6. Here's a 5-6-5. So we need E flat, G, B flat, and D flat. It would be very easy to sustain the E flat, but I just want to think through our possibilities. We have the G taken care of. So this A flat would not go to G. This goes better to B flat. And we still need an E flat and a D flat. So now this E flat could stay on an E flat, or it could step to D flat. But what would happen here? If this went to C, it could go smoothly to D flat. If this went to A flat, it wouldn't go smoothly to D flat or E flat. So upon reflection, I think the C is the better choice here. And then we can sustain the E flat and move to the D flat up here. Now, this sustained E flat is actually reflected in the piece right here. See this E flat going all the way through? Okay, so I think that supports that this is a very close generation of the underlying voice leading from this progression. Okay, so let's look now at the next measure. Oh, my cat, get out of here. Go on. Out of here, go, get. Sorry about that. Okay, so we need to resolve this chord. Seventh has to resolve down, leading tone up, common tone, double the root. Very simple. So this first part is just 1-1-6 with an embellishing 5-4-2, back to root position 1 with an embellishing 5-6-5. Okay, and now we're going to go to the 5-6 right here. That's going to need E flat, G, and B flat. Very convenient to keep our E flat again. E flat, G, B flat, and here we've got, I'm going to go up to E flat here, because we kind of have to. We do not want to double the leading tone in a 5 chord, so we want to take G off the table. This moves very closely to B flat. This ties over. So if we want to get a good doubling, I think the best is to go up to the E flat. And to be honest, look at this. D flat, C, and then leaping up to E flat. D flat, C, leaping up to E flat. So I think this is actually the smoothest we can make it, and with the best doubling, etc. Okay, so now we're going into this 5-3 chord. This is 6 chord, F, A flat, C, E flat. F, A flat, C, E flat. So, sorry about that. No E flat, it's not a 7th chord. So, F, A flat, C. A flat here, F here. Again, we're going to have this leap back to the C. Okay. And you can see up here, this C actually leaps to A flat. So there isn't a leap there. I think this is the smoothest we can make it. Now we're going to this 2-4-3. 2 in the key of A flat is B flat, D flat, F, A flat. 4-3 means F is in the bass. Okay, so we're going to need F, A flat, B flat, and D flat. So F is sustaining in the bass. I'm just going to write it as an eighth note so we can see that. A flat sustains. B flat and D flat. So we have B flat, D flat, F, A flat. Again, this is a little leapy in here, I think because of the underlying progression, and we can actually see again that reflected. This melody gets quite leapy and the inner voices get rather leapy as well. There may be other ways to get through this that are equally almost super smooth, but this one works just fine. And we're heading into our 5 chord, and we've got E flat, B flat, excuse me, sorry about that. We'll take this to G, sustain our B flat, and this will go to E flat. 2 roots, 3rd, and a 5th on our 5 chord. So now we're going to this chord. I apologize for this. This is the 4-2, G, B flat, D flat, F. All right, how many times can I mess this up? G, B, this is 4-3, and this one is 4-2. Sorry about that. So this chord with the D flat is, if we call it the 4-3 chord, this is 7, half diminished, 4-3. And 7 will be G, B flat, D flat, F. Okay? We have lots of common tones here. G, B flat, D flat, and F. And then when we move into this chord, which is 5-4-2, we have virtually the same notes. We have E flat, G, B flat, and D flat. In class, I talked about how this chord right here may not actually be a separate chord. We could view this F as a neighbor tone to the E flat. The 7 half diminished 4-3 and the 5-4-2 are basically the same chord anyway. They resolve the same way. They both have G, B flat, and D flat in them. So I'm not going to waste too much time and energy considering the options, because they're essentially the same chord. It's just, do you want to call this a chord or do you want to call it an embellishment? And I think either is fine. Okay, so if we head across the bar line from this 5-4-2 to 1-6, of course the 7th has to go down, leading tone goes up, maintain our common tone, and we're going to go here. I'm sorry, we're going to go here to the C. That's going to set us up nicely for this chord, which is 6-7, F, A flat, C, E flat. And you see how this is all common tones, only the bass changes. This 6-7 is going to go to 2 in root position. 7th has to resolve down. We'll take this up, and I suppose we are going to take this to here, giving us a complete 5-7 to an incomplete 2 chord. And now we're heading into our 5-7 with E flat, G, B flat, and D. I'm going to take the G here and maintain these common tones in the upper voices. And now we can resolve nicely at the end. like so on our one chord.